Hello, everybody. At this time, we are talking about central problems of an economy. A number of activities happen around us in our daily life, such as activities performed in shops, offices, hospitals, etc. The collection of these organizations and institutions is known as an economy. These units allow human beings to earn and simultaneously help them to produce goods and services for their use. An economy provides a living to the people by making the use of available resources for the production of goods and services according to human wants. To do so, an economy undertakes three economic activities: production, distributions, and disposition. And then we move to factors of production. There are four main factors of production. The first factor, land. In economics, land is the natural resources that are used or are available for the production of goods or services. This includes both renewable and non-renewable natural resources. Renewable natural resources renew themselves fast enough to provide sustainable economic growth. Rent is the factor payment for land. And then second, capital stock. In economics, capital stock is all the man-made physical assets that are used or are available for the production of goods or services. There are two types of capital stock: circulating and fixed capital. Interest is the factor payment for capital stock. Circulating capitals are raw materials or unfinished goods and services. They are stored in inventories and are waiting to be sold. On the other hand, fixed capital are durable items that we can use repeatedly to produce goods and services. And then third, labor. In economics, labor is the physical and mental effort of people that are used or are available for the production of goods or services. Wage is the factor payment for labor. And then fourth, entrepreneur. In economics, entrepreneurs are people who combine factors of production to produce goods or services, innovate, and undertake production risks. They are responsible for making decisions in the form. Profit is the factor payment for entrepreneurs. And then we move to types of economics. Economic theory is mainly classified into two parts: microeconomics and macroeconomics. The first, we start from microeconomics. It is the branch of economics that deals with a very small part of individuals. This involves economics which is concentrated on an individual company and product price. Therefore, it studies individual decisions and companies for allocation of its scarce uses, barter, and utilization of goods. This affects the proper economizing of resources and services among the population. It mainly deals with a particular industry, their connection with the different firms and households that affect the market. The individual labor, especially individual labor market, is its main target. Due to this, we get an idea about detailed information about individuals and their businesses. It describes specific and detailed information as compared to macroeconomics. And then second, about macroeconomics. The branch of economics that studies entire economics is known as macroeconomics. Macroeconomics studies the overall averages and aggregates of the system. It comprises the effect of different factors on the whole economy, such as gross national product. It mainly focuses on the effect of employment and unemployment in the market, giving an idea about total employment in the economy. There are different measures of macroeconomics, such as gross domestic product, expansion, and unemployment. The detailed study of macroeconomics data especially is helpful for investors during decision making. And then we move to causes of economic problems. The first about scarcity of resources. In the economy, we have limited resources like workers, land, and money. But there are a whole lot of things people want to show. No matter how much we try, we cannot satisfy everyone's desires because we simply don't have enough resources to go around. And then second, government intervention. Imagine the government as the referee in the game. They make sure everyone plays fair and follows the rules. Sometimes they need to step in to make sure resources are used properly. This could mean passing laws to protect the environment or providing subsidies to help struggling industries. And then third, unlimited human wants. Everyone notices how when you get something you've been wanting, you start thinking about what else you want. That's because humans have an endless list of desires. We always want more. It is just how we're wired. So even if we had all the resources in the world, there would still be someone out there wanting more. It is like trying to fill a bottomless barrel of vices. There's just no end to them. And then fourth, market failure. The market is like a big, bustling marketplace where goods and services are bought and sold. But sometimes things don't work as smoothly as they should. Maybe there is not enough competition or prices are too high. This can lead to resources not being used efficiently, like if there is only one store selling a product and they can charge whatever they want. And then we move to the basic economic problem can be summarized by three key questions. The first question about what to produce. Since resources are limited, societies must decide what goods and services to produce and in what quantities. This involves making choices about which products or services are most needed or desired by the population. And then the second, for whom to produce. Societies need to allocate the produced goods and services to different individuals and groups. This raises questions about the distribution of resources and the equitable allocation of goods and services among the population. And finally, third, how to produce. Once the decision on what to produce is made, societies must determine the most efficient and effective methods of production. This involves deciding on the combination of resources to use, such as labor, capital, and technology. I think it is enough. Thanks for watching.